Hello and welcome to tonight's stream of One Deck Dungeon, Forest of Shadows. We're going to be doing a bunch of things tonight, including a little bit of revealing, which is what everyone's probably here for. We're also going to play through a game after, but there's two important things we want to talk about first. We've got the story mode, which we have just unlocked with our $125,000 stretch goal, and our also planned unlock reveal of the 5th dungeon and the card for the 5th boss. So let's see. We'll start with the 5th dungeon because I've got that ready here to go. And by ready here to go, I mean I forgot to make the box for it, so I'm making it right now. So the 5th dungeon is the Lair of Indrax. Lair of Indrax, it's a pretty nasty looking dungeon. If you look over on the peril side of things, you'll notice that's 556, although only one of them is an armor box. So you're going to be able to do the perils, like the actual peril on the card, but you're going to be racking up a lot of poison damage unless you're rolling very well. And this, I felt, was an interesting, sort of different take on the peril mechanic, so that, you know, you can go to your perils, but it's going to hurt. And this also lets the poison mechanic shine. You'll also see that under floor 2, the Emboldened, every time you fail a poison resist roll, you don't actually get to remove that poison token. That's going to hurt. And yeah, floor 3, no thank you. The combat boxes, first one is entirely innocuous if you don't care about anything except for time. So you can beat up all the things you want in that first floor without any real damage penalties, but if you're not dealing with that magic box, you're going to have time rack up a lot. And the other two just sort of escalate as you go through. There are no armor boxes on the combat side of this dungeon, which is interesting because most of the other dungeons have that. But I'm sure you'll all deal with it with no problem at all. On that third floor, not even remotely a problem. So you probably wonder what the boss looks like, and the boss is easy. We don't have the art for the boss done yet. We do have the card done, and that is Indrax. Indrax is nasty. You'll see that Indrax has 7 health, and there are only 3 skulls available on the front side, so it's going to be at least a 3-round battle. And those numbers are pretty straightforward, 20s and 6s. And if you don't beat them, you're going to take a lot of damage. Yeah, Indrax, the Black Mist. We're almost done with the art for this, but we figured we'd wait until it was completely done before we show you. In addition to this new boss, we've made a bunch of changes balance-wise. That's the Bramble Field, because I picked the wrong number. Okay, we made a bunch of changes to the bosses and the dungeons that we showed earlier to make things, you know, a little bit harder. Because, hey, wait a second, why is that overlapping off the top of the screen? That shouldn't be happening. Whatever. Oh, I didn't have the whole video thing open on my page. Never mind. Forget it. I didn't say anything. Nope. Alright, with the Mudlands, the biggest change we made down there was to the bottom box, which used to be yellow and now it is blue. We felt that there was a little bit too much yellow on the card, and this gives it a more interesting feel. And on the Realm of Venom, we fixed the wording on lethality so that it is consistent with how the remove from play mechanic works. And I think we tweaked one of the peril boxes. The Vial Route's got to change. I believe the last version didn't have the subtract 1 from your resist poison rolls. The Smoldering Ruins had the bigger change, which is now that on the 2nd floor and above, you're removing 2 dice from play every time you explore forever. Yuck. And the other thing we've done, let me pull this out for a second. We have updated all of the perils because they were too easy. I think everyone's most common complaint about One Deck Dungeon is that it is such an easy game. There's no challenge to be had, you know. So we wanted to make sure that everyone was appropriately challenged. What do we got? All right, yes, we changed some of the abilities on a couple of the cards. We also made the perils harder. They just have more icons on them. When I did the last revision we had that went up as the beta, I messed up the formula on the cards. So, whatever, my bad. Things are harder now. Razorbark's ability has changed. It is now Wound, remove a black die from play. So if you wind up fighting both Razorbarks during the course of your dungeon trip, you're going to be down to 4 black dice for the boss fight. That's pretty nasty. Too bad. The Moss Golem had its ability change also. All the feedback was that the don't roll any blue dice thing was not that it was too easy or too hard, it just said to any mage character, just don't fight this. And honestly, that winds up not being interesting enough. If a card just says, don't do this unless you're this certain class, why are we doing it? So we changed it to have this different ability, which is that you have to spend a time for every black die that gets placed on the Moss Golem. That ability got rotated off of the other one that I just showed you, the Razorbark. Alright, and a few other number tweaks up and down. We also changed the bosses to be a little bit easier, since we made the dungeons a little bit harder. We reduced the numbers in the Mud Golem and the Poison Elemental, and the Corrupted Tree. We changed the Fire Giant to roll dice for only half rounded up of each type of stat icon, because rounded down was just slightly too harsh. As it turns out, we actually do playtest our game. Alright, so that's the stuff within the game that we're talking about. But everyone's also probably pretty excited to hear about how story mode's going to work. We don't have a ton of things to show you right now because this is not largely created yet, as it is a stretch goal. This is one of those things we actually didn't do in advance and sort of said, hey, we're going to put it into the campaign, which is kind of our new thing. If we do it before the campaign, it's not a stretch goal. That's part of the game. No Day Zero DLC from us. What we're doing for story mode is a website, which is going to be a fairly simple website, so you'll be able to load it off your phone or your computer or your toaster if your toaster is internet enabled. And that website is going to provide you with some things that go on outside of the game. And it's going to look a little bit like this. So this is on onedeckdungeon.com. Definitely don't go looking for this webpage because it's got a very secret name that you'll never guess. So in story mode, you're going to be presented with some situations before each journey into the dungeon. In this case, you get your adventuring license, and therefore it's time to go to the Guild of Heroes, and you get a choice. All of the story mode paragraphs are going to have a choice. And what's going to happen after you make that choice is on your campaign sheet, you will record a letter sort of recording what you did in the first story mode. And subsequently, when you return to story mode before your next game, there'll be a place to enter in your code. So if your first letter was A, you'll just enter in the letter A, and it will know what to do based on what you've done in the past. We think this is pretty interesting, and it should be simple enough that it's not onerous to enter in letters, because you won't be entering in a 40-character password. It'll be like 5 or 6 letters, hopefully, over the course of multiple adventures. So in this case, you get to the Guild of Heroes, and you get a bulletin board. There's a singed parchment, and a parchment crusted with mud, and also a recipe for mint shroom pie, which is delicious. So you might guess that if you pick the singed parchment, you're going to wind up at the Dragon's Cave. The mud parchment is going to send you to the Mud Golem's Mud Kingdom dungeon name. I've forgotten it. The Mudlands. It's actually the one on the table. And most of these story mode options will wind up giving you some bonus or penalty or slight effect on the game you're about to play. For example, you might go in with 1 damage. You might go in with a random loot off the top of the deck, or something along those lines. All of the things in story mode shouldn't be very complicated. They should be like one sentence sort of effects. If you played Gloomhaven, some of this is similar to the way they do road events and city events. They're just little things that give you a little kick of gameplay interest. Alright, so that's what story mode's going to be. Obviously, we'll be using our writing assets to write these stories. We have writers on staff. It's pretty cool. So they'll actually be fun. An average story mode intro before a game will be about a paragraph. Not something that'll take more than a minute or two to read and get going. I need to grab water, and I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. We have a table here full of a dungeon. And that dungeon is going to be inhabited by monsters. But not that ice room. I'm going to shuffle the cards up. So today, we're going to bring the hunter in to the Mudlands. And I actually have the chat open in front of me today, so I'll be able to read it if anybody has questions or comments, or ideas, or random recipes for pie. Everybody likes pie. Pie is delicious. And yes, one of the other problems with the Moss Golem is that it was disproportionately bad if your dungeon had a blue box. Because it was just super punishing in a bad way. We tried some different variants with it that reduced the number of blue dice in play for one encounter, but nothing really worked. And that's how game balance goes. Sometimes you just gotta ditch the idea entirely, even if it seemed cool at the time. What the game has done... Oh, here's my blue die. I found it. Alright, so the hunter has a special ability called Opening Shot, which I'm going to put down here in front of the fancy up-close cam. Opening Shot lets me spend 1 time or 3 times to put a 4 or a 6 down on a box immediately before the encounter actually starts, which is really cool. This does happen before I roll the rest of my dice, so I don't get to see what I'm going to get. So I got to kind of guess where I'm going to need that die. Oh yeah, so this is the art for the player mat, but this is actually on paper, not on neoprene, because it's hard to get a sample test of neoprene done. We actually have one sample playmat that a factory sent us. The print quality is kind of low because it was a one-off run, but it's similar. Let me grab it real quick and put it in front of the camera. This is what happens when I put chairs around the whole thing. Behold the shadows as I walk around the table. So yeah, this is actually the actual playmat. Not the actual playmat, an actual playmat printed on rubber. So it's the same idea. You can see the colors aren't quite as bright, but we're hoping to get something of this quality of mat. This is very nice. Physically, it's a great mat. It's just that the colors aren't quite there yet. Oof, and it smells bad because it's it was stored improperly. If you take something right off the press and throw it into a mailing box, it's going to have that ink smell on it. If you're wondering why some of your games have that terrible Chinese ink smell and others don't, it's the amount of time they leave it out between printing it and putting it in the box. When you rush something, you'll get that smell will get trapped in, and actually it can be kind of permanent if you do it too fast. But yes, we are excited about the playmat. I love the art. The art is fantastic. So we're looking forward to get that stretch goal unlocked, or we're investigating some means of unlocking it during through a different system. But we'll have more on that later in the week. For now, though, hey, it's a heart. We're gonna play some one deck dungeon with this hunter. Oh, and that is not the most recent version of the ability for Era. What it should be is once per battle, increase a non-heroic die by 2. And that is only in combats. Era is the hunter's wolf pet. Oops. Alright, so we're going to be playing with the new version of Era, not what's shown here. So every fight we're going to be able to increase 1 die by 2, but not a black die. Alright, so let's get into this dungeon. So we're going to spend 2 time on our first turn to put out 4 doors. And then we're going to use our second turn, spending 2 more time to open a door. And we get an ice room. An ice room's not too bad. And the Mudlands dungeon boxes aren't terrible, so we might just wind up fighting this thing. Given that we only have 1 blue die, I'm stacking my dice inside the overlay for the ability. Whoops. Okay, we're going to spend 3 time to use the full version of the Hunter's opening shot ability to place a heroic 6 somewhere on the monster or the dungeon box to get rid of that blue 6 right off the bat. And then we're going to roll some dice. All right, wow, that's a lot of pink. And not a lot of anything else. Ooh. Well, we're not going to have a big problem filling up the 13 box. So I think that's what we're going to do with all these pink dice. And then, frankly, our best bet is to use air to increase this 3 to a 5 and cover up the poison over here. So we're going to take 1 damage and 3 time, because none of these are useful. 1, 2, 3. And we get this ice room as loot. So exploit weakness would give us more black dice, or we could take a strength. Or we could take 3 experience and be halfway towards leveling up. I think, given that there's 2 yellows on the Mudlands, we really want strength right now. Okay. We're going to move on to another turn. We're going to spend 2 time, and we're going to open another door here. We have reached a rope bridge. So the rope bridge has 2 options. We could bolster it with magic, or we could try and sprint across with agility. And this is one of those cards that has changed and is a little bit more dangerous than last time I played. If we use the Hunter's ability, we can put a 4 on that armor box, which is what we're going to do. And then we just have to roll an 11 on 3 pink dice. Let's see if we can do it. That's a 10. Boo. Oh, what? All right. Well, that is definitely 3 damage. And that's going to be a bad time. Whoops. All right. We're going to take Barrage, because Barrage is going to be very good on perils later. lets us take away 2 pink dice and then roll 3, discarding the lowest one. So we get to basically upgrade 2 dice. We roll. That'll be nice for perils that we totally won't fail at. I forgot to lose 1 time for sludge, which has been the time when you gain an item as loot. Okay, well, this has been a great start. We're gonna spend some time opening a different door, and it's gonna be a door that we kick butt at, and it's a boar. Boar is another card that changed a little bit. We made the armor box slightly less punishing and made 1 pink and 1 yellow instead of 2 yellows. Was it? I forgot what the change was, but we made it a little bit easier because it was slightly too nasty. Okay. Boar. We've got 4 yellow dice. We've got 3 pinks, a blue, and we can use a time to put down a 4. Or we use 3. I think we're going to use 3 times to just close out that 6 right now. Because why mess around with it? Time to roll some dice. Alright, there's some dice. Those dice are pretty good. I like those dice. We can fill up most of the things without much trouble at all. In fact, I think we can fill up pretty much everything. Yep, we can do 4, 5, 6, and then 3, 5, 3, 4, 5, 5 over here. Take that, boar. So importantly, the dire boar nullifies your wolf pet because dice cannot be increased. Mean boar. Okay, dire boar. What do we want for this loot business? We can take another skill. That's a spell. We don't want that. We're going to take the 3 experience because that is the thing we like to do. We are now halfway to level 2. All right, we're going to open up another door. It's a thorn spitter, and that's a lot of poison. With 4 yellow dice, the best bet here is going to be do the strike it down choice. We're going to spend 1 time for the option. We're going to spend 1 time for a black 4 from the Hunter's Heroic Feat. Cover that up. We just need to roll a 9 on 4 dice. There's literally no chance we can fail at this roll. I say before rolling the dice. 4, 6, 7, 8. And that is indeed failure on the roll that we could not possibly fail at. Good job, everybody. I blame all the viewers. That's it's gonna be 2 poison and a damage and 3 time. Yep, good. So we pretty much have to drink a potion here to heal 2 damage, so we don't die. And then we're gonna level up to get that potion back. That is 6 experience. We level up. We can have some more items, which will let us not roll 8s on 4 dice. Not ever. That would never happen. Well, this is a great time so far. We're doing good. I think it's time to explore because we have no doors. All right, we get 1, 2, 3, 4 doors. We're going to need to roll for poison. This is an interesting question. Before I roll for poison, we could use the potion to get rid of both of those poison damage. Or we could trust that we're going to roll at least a 3 on this d6. Since it's literally impossible to roll a 1 or 2 on this, we're going to do that. It's a 4. It went off screen, but it's actually a 4. Okay, so we successfully resisted poison. 1 poison token goes away. That's good. And now we're going to open a door. And we get a vine trap. So, as noted, we've got this barrage skill, which is useful on perils in addition to combats. So we're going to try out the pink version of this, which is dodge the vines. Just going to sort of hop around the field. We get to roll 3 pink dice. We can spend 1 time to add a 4 down here. We get our encounter bonus of 1 black die. And let's see what we get. We get a 14, which is plenty. Hooray. We're going to take this balanced attack skill. Let me put it back out there. So balanced attack lets us spend 2 yellows to roll a set of each of the 3 dice and increase one of them by 1, which is pretty useful because we have a lot of yellows right now. All right. See, things are looking up. I do keep using that word. I think it means what I think it means, which is whatever I want. It's a wisp. Oh, hey, there's the wisp. The wisp is another card that we changed around a decent amount. The previous edition of the wisp had all 9 of the numbers were 3s, and the 3 agility ones were just time. But we found that most people were just ignoring the 3 agility 3s and doing everything they could to get the magic ones down. And again, that wasn't super interesting, so we decided to distribute the icons around a little bit more and drop the middle row of blues to 2s to reflect that we made it a little bit more dangerous. All right, so we can do this. We can fight a wisp because there's literally no chance, as we've said, that we will fail. Spend the time to get a free 4. In this case, there's no reason to get a 6. And the one I want to cover up most to start is that double poison blue. All right, so we're going to roll a bunch of dice on the table. And there we go. Good job, dice. You didn't completely suck. We're going to spend 2 yellow dice to roll 1 of each color. And then increase one of them by 1. In this case, it doesn't actually matter a lot, so we're going to make this yellow into a 3. Then we can spend 2 pink dice to roll 3 and discard one of them, but there's no reason to get better than 3s, so there's no reason to do it. So we're just going to start covering up boxes. So we're going to cover up the most dangerous ones first. We've actually got a 2 here. We've got a 6 over here for the dungeon, and then we can do a couple of transformations into black dice to take care of the other things that are nasty. So we wind up with 1, 2, 3 time. So 1 and then to the stairs, plus 2 is 3. We got out of there with no damage. No damage is the best amount of damage. They do. The Phoenix's Den is not a good place to meet a wisp. That's one of the things we thought of when we were making it. I'm like, that's a fun synergy. Sorry, wisp. Okay, so the skill's not much use here. We could take a 5th yellow die. Sure, that's what we're going to do. But taking an item would cause us a damage. Oh, that's pain in the butt because we'd have to spend the time for the sludge ability. All right, we're actually going to take this as 2 experience and start cruising towards level 3. It's not that critical. We could stick around and take damage to check out more rooms, but I think we're just going to go down to the next floor because we're kind of hurting already. That's okay. I'm sure the monsters on the 2nd floor will be much easier. And if you're wondering how a forest has floors, it just does. Thematically, this is actually a dungeon with an underground forest in it and trees and roots and sort of nasty poisonous hallways and doors and things. Alright, so we have reshuffled the deck. We are now on the 2nd floor. And we're going to spend 2 time to explore. Alright, we do have poisons we have to resist, but we only have one. So we're good. It goes away. We're going to spend 2 time to open up a door. And it's another vine trap. So the new level has added a 5 with a heart on it, but I think we're still actually in pretty good shape here to do that first one with 3 and a black. We'll spend the 1 time to get that armor box out of the way, and then we will roll these dice. Wow, that's actually pretty good. 5 for this, and then 5 for 2 takes care of dodge vines. There was a time for 1 for just choosing the option. And we got it. I believe that potions are great. Especially because this luck potion will let us roll extra black dice on perils while healing. Because if you remember, the new cure potion in this set allows you to heal when you use a different potion, which is cool. We have another reveal around potions later in the campaign that we haven't talked about yet. It's pretty neat, and it's going to change a lot of how you play the game. That was unnecessarily a tease, and I'm not sorry at all. And definitely has nothing to do with the 5th hero. Okay, with those things that were said but not said at all, let's open up another door. It's a great spirit. We have a lot of strength, and we are not going to display our prowess of 1 magic, because doing that would be a terrible idea. She would blow us up. And then we would be lots of dead, because that's 3 damage. Okay, we're going to attempt to struggle free with 4 yellows and a black. We're again going to use 1 time to throw this black over there. So this is one of the split loot perils. So if we struggle free, we're only going to be able to get the item, not the skill. And we're going to do it. Okay. That is 3, 5, 7, 9, and a 5 for the peril. That's exactly the right number. We are out of the bad luck zone. Yay! Alright, this is going to be best as an item, because we are really hurting for blue dice right now. And now we've got a blue armor 4 on the dungeon card. And that's going to start becoming a problem real quick. Alright, let's open a different door. More potential potions. So Trickster's got Poison Snap, which we don't have any poison right now, so it doesn't actually bother us. That's nice. And so, wow, that's going to be 2 blue 4s as armor. That's annoying, but we can do it. Let's see what we can do with this roll. 2 blue, 4 yellow, 3 pink, black. Although I do think, yeah, we can put our opening shot as a black 4 right there. So Graham, you asked if it's possible to play the original game with just the 1.5 add-on pack. The Forest of Shadows game will come with all the dice and tokens you need. You won't have the original campaign sheet or a box, but you should be fine to play it as long as you don't want to play with 4 players. Because playing with 4 requires all the dice. Especially with Forest of Shadows, because in a 4-player game, dice start getting removed from the pool, and you have to actually split up the dice pool between encounters. But if you're just looking to play with 1 to 2, that is a $10 cheaper way of getting the whole game. So do it. All right. That 4 is pretty good. This roll is not bad. We don't have a great way of getting that blue 6 right now. But let's see how our skills turn out. So we're going to have to roll 3 dice here for balanced attack. And increase one of them by 1. We're going to make this yellow one, pink one into a 5. Wow, that's actually pretty good. We're going to spend a black 3 and a yellow 4 to use Barrage, which will let us roll 3 pink dice and keep the highest 2. That actually made things worse. I was looking for another 6. So we have no way to get rid of that. Oh, we do. We do. I lied. We can increase this pink 4 to a 6 with Era. And then we can turn those into a black 6 to take care of that big nasty box there on the Trickster. But before we do that, we have to actually fill in the armor boxes. I'm doing a shortcut where I stack 2 dice instead of turning them into a black die. That's how the game used to work a long time ago. Alright, so we take 1 time and 1 poison. Boink. Not too bad. And we can take another potion. Potions make us be alive, and that is good. So now we have 3 potion tokens. We've got the Brawn potion that gives us yellow dice. We've got the Luck potion which gives us black dice on perils. So hey, we're all sorts of living, which is nice. Meanwhile, let's open another door. Actually, now's not a bad time to explore because we're going to be rolling a resist poisons against 1. And we don't like poison, so we're going to try that right now. Roll a 2, which is good enough. Yay. Okay. Time for another door opening. We have received another Trickster. Hey, even better, because if we still had that poison when the Trickster came up, we would have taken some damage. So I think we're just going to blow him up in the same way. Spend the time for the shot, and then get all of our dice out there. I swear I shuffled the deck. Although this is a brand new... I did shuffle the deck, yes. I just cut out this set this afternoon, so I haven't actually played with it yet. Wow, that's some pretty good roll in there. Got our other blue armor box, which is nice. We've got some good yellow armor boxes there. Although we'll use these 2 for the skill. Nice. We'll make that yellow 5 a 6. And then we'll change these 2 into a black 2. So we're going to wind up using a bunch of these dice to fill up these yellow boxes. We're going to change those 2 into a black 6 there. Yeah, actually, we came out of that with just 1 time again. Oh, the Trickster's only a 2 experience monster, so he's not meant to be that hard. Alright, we could take Blitz for more swordy action. I think we're going to do that, actually. Oh, you know what? No. We're going to take a 3rd blue die. Because we really need to get up there on blue as the dungeon progresses. Because we're going to start hitting monsters that have blue boxes on them. And we're going to need those blue dice. Character sheets, I mean the campaign sheets that you track progress on. So the reason I'm not healing is the new version of the healing potion, which is actually the cure potion here. So as you can see, there's no more option for healing 3 at the start of a turn. And the heal potion can heal 2 damage any time, so there's no need to use it in advance. Hello, Ivy. Ivy has arrived. So in the in base dungeon, there's sort of a choice to be made between do I heal at the start of the turn or do I was that upside down? Whoops. Oh right, because yeah, you're facing that way. I know how this works. I can actually put that right side up on the monitor. There we go. See, cure potion. Now 100% more readable for people who are not in Australia. So yes, you can use it anytime for 2 damage, or when you use a different potion for 1 healing. All right. Meanwhile, we're going to open more doors like it's our job. It's a Razorbark. So if we fight this Razorbark, we're going to lose a black die forever. It's kind of nasty. I think we're going to not do that. Let's run away. Let's open a different door. All right, it's the panther. Do we want a panther pet? Kind of do. But we don't have a whole ton of magic. Let's do some sneaking by. 3 and a black, and we'll get to reroll some. Gonna use Hunter's ability to put down that black 4. And then we're gonna roll a 7. We're gonna use Barrage to roll 3 better pink dice. And take only the best 2. Yeah, yikes. Alright, so we do actually sneak by the panther, but we take a damage and the time from the peril, from the dungeon card. And we have to take it as experience. Which gives us 4 now towards leveling up. Oh, we're actually stocked up on items, huh? Alright, more doors. That Razorbark does have a leaf. That's part of why I decided to run away from it. Just in case we take some poison from falling down these sharp cliffs. Uh-oh. Okay, so we're going to climb up the sharp cliffs, because if we do, we get to level up. We're going to put a 4 there, and we're going to roll very high numbers on these dice. That is how it works. Those are actually very high numbers. So we successfully climb up the cliff. We spend 2 time for having chosen the option. Technically speaking, I was supposed to be spending these time before we do the option, but I kind of forgot. Alright, so we get to take this as experience, which is 4 experience, and we're going to level up to level 3 so that we can take some more stuff. We also get another free potion. So we're up to 4 potions here, and that's pretty good. We're in good shape. And then we're going to spend time to explore. Nothing left, so we're just going to go down. On to the 3rd floor, full of the rotten depths. So, if you're curious about the 3rd floor there, if an encounter's consequences include a poison damage, it's going to add more time. And it's got that nice big blue box, which is part of why we wanted to start accumulating those blue dice now, so that it doesn't get completely out of hand on the 3rd floor. But, I mean, we've got 4 potions right now, and 4 potions is pretty good. You can only get 6. That's all there are. Alright, so Mudlands comes back over here. We're going to spend 2 time to explore out these 4 doors, and then 2 more time to open the first door. We've got no poison to resist. It's our friend the Razorbark, and now he's harder. And it's also the one without a leaf. And it's a skill we've already got. No, different thing. We want exactly no part of this fight. We're leaving. Get out. Let's open a different door. It's another wisp. So in this case, the wisp is more dangerous because of these 2 big blue boxes on the Mudlands. That being said, we kind of need to do something, and it's not gonna. There aren't gonna be a lot better options than this. So we're gonna get all these dice settled up. We now have 3 blue dice. That's something. We're gonna put a black 4 on that armor box for a single time. And we get 1 black for our encounter bonus, and we're going to roll. We're going to roll well. If I say we're going to roll well every time, it means it's true. It's a roll. Those dice are okay, so we need to get 10 blue over there. That 5's certainly coming over. We're going to use these 2 yellow ones to do our balanced attack roll. That's good. Now we can use a 6 and a 4 to take care of those instead. All right. We can take care of the 3 pink ones with those 3 pink dice. And we can take care of the 2 nastiest blue ones there. We've got a couple more options. We can take care of a damage there. And we can make a black 3 for that. We can take care of this poison. We're left with a poison and 2 time. Not so bad. Oh, I forgot to use arrow there, but I think it was largely irrelevant. The wisp is really about how many dice you have, not their values. Unless they're complete failures. Alright, do we want a 5th potion? Or do we want another blue die? I want another blue die so we can actually fight things on this floor. It's going to be our 4th of 5 items. And we're going to open a door. The hunter is very much like the archer from the original in that she spends a lot of time doing things but doesn't usually take a ton of damage because she's got that consistent ability to put out good black dice. Alright, Moss Golem. Actually, the Moss Golem looks fairly reasonable given the number of black yellow dice we have. Especially with the Brawn Potion. Yeah, we're gonna go after this. And here you're gonna see the power of the new potion types. Alright, so we've got these dice and a black. We have a black 4 again, and I think that armor box is really just screaming out to be covered up every time we fight. Alright. Oh, I forgot to add 2 time for the Rotten Depths. Since that last encounter's consequences included a poison damage, we add 2 time. Alright. Let's see how this Moss Golem goes. Not a great roll, but also not a terrible roll. I've got some low numbers over here, decent numbers over here. It's not the best, not the worst. We're going to start out. How are we going to power these skills? We're going to turn these 2 into a black 1. We're going to use a black 1 and a yellow 2 to power balanced attack. Give us 1 die of each of the 3 colors, one of which will increase by 1. And we're going to increase this black 5 into a 6. So we can put it there. And then we might be okay with things as they are. Barrage is good, but we don't really have dice that we need to increase. What we're going to do is increase with Era. We're going to use that to increase this yellow 4 into a yellow 6. Cover that up. We've got that. We've got that. We've got that. We've got that. We've got 10 blue here. We've got a 5 yellow here. The only thing we didn't cover up is a single time. And for Moss Golem, I think we'll all agree that's a pretty awesome fight. Alright, we're going to take this as an item. Give us another sword. Another S word. And now we have 5 items. Wow. We're kind of cruising here. So let's see what else we've got. We're going to open up this door here. It's a great spirit. We don't really have a great interest in taking that as an item. And also that leaf is going to guarantee that we don't take any damage from the poison token. So we're actually going to change to explore right here. Alright, exploring here, we add 2 doors. We then resist poisons, which is a meaningless roll because it's this plus 1. We have to get better than a 1. Hey, this becomes a 2, and we resist the poison. Then we're going to open some more doors as we progress toward the boss. Let's see. Got a knoll here. So black dice can't be placed on the dungeon, which means that we won't be able to put our black 4 over there like we've been doing. That being said, we've now got 4 blue dice, so I'm not as worried about it. So yeah, we're gonna fight this. That's 5 yellow, 3 pink, 4 blue, a black, and we're gonna put the black 4 onto that armor box. Because why not? Oh, I ruined everything. Whoops. That roll is less good. Well, we at least got good numbers out of our blues. Alright, so we're going to cover up that. We got those taken care of. We're going to use our 2 yellows to roll balanced attack stuff. Make this a 3. Alright, covering up boxes. I think we're actually pretty okay, even though that die roll was ugly. This becomes a 3. That's 3, 6, 7. Oh, we can't put this black over here. We'll put it on that instead. No, actually, so we'll end up taking a poison and 3 time. Which, not so bad. The extra 2 timer from the Rotten Depths ability. And actually it gets us the boss quicker, which is something we're fine with. We're going to take this as a skill, just in case. And then we're going to spend 2 time to open 1 last door. Do we want to fight that? Kind of. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 time puts a 4 down for sludge. That'd be a good skill to have for the boss. We get, ooh, I'm not gonna be able to cover up that 6. So we take care of all these things. And we take, oh, that would be a damage and a time. No, we're kind of stuck with it. So we take a poison and the damage, because we put 3 time on the stairs. Whoops. I need that die. What was it? Oh, whatever. Goodbye, die. We take a poison and damage, and I guess we'll use a healing potion to remove 2 damage. Oh, no, we won't, because we have 6 health now. I know how the game works. Okay. And that means it's time for a boss. Oh, we'll take this as a skill. Hooray, skill. Alright, so the Mud Golem. Mud Golem is nasty because at the end of each round, 6 dice leave play. One of them will be the die that I dropped from the floor. I don't know what it was, but it's gone now, and it's not coming back. So we only have a limited amount of time to fight and kill the Mud Golem before he sort of runs us out of strength. That being said, we've got all these dice. So we're going to be rolling 5 yellow dice, 3 pink dice, 4 blue dice, and a black die. We don't get to use our opening shot anymore because it's the boss fight. But I think we have a good chance at this. Before every boss round, we do have to resist poison. So let's see if we can do that here. We rolled a 1, so no. We're going to take 2 damage and just use the potion to kill it. Oops. Alright, let's roll some dice. Hey, those numbers are all right. Okay, we're going to use this to gain a pink 3 and 5. We're going to use 2 more yellow dice to roll 1 of each. Increase one of those by 1. We're going to make that 4 into a 5. We're going to need those up top. And then we can use balanced attack. We can use barrage to roll 3 pink dice. I think we're going to do that. Yeah, that's good because we get that 6 out of it. All right, so we covered a bunch of stuff. Actually, this is not bad. Can we do one of the big sets of boxes? So we've got 12 here. And we've got another black 4 here, so that's 16. We're going to use a brawn potion. Lets us roll a yellow die and gain a yellow 3. Also lets us heal a damage. Alright, so that is 5, 10, 15, 19, 21, 23. So we actually cover up the bottom box there. So all we're going to take out of this round is 1 damage. And we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage to the boss, which we represent with this 5 and a 1. That's a pretty good first round. Brawn is very good, and that having brawn for the Mud Golem boss fight is very good. That's one of the reasons I took it. All right, let's set up for round 2. Before round 2, we're going to need to make a fateful roll, which is don't roll a 1. It's not a 1. We also have to remove 6 dice from play. 1 fell on the floor. I'm also going to remove 2 pinks, yellow, and 2 blues. So those dice are out of the game. And if we finish this round and don't kill the boss, 6 more dice will go out, and that's a bigger problem. There are 30 total dice in the game, so after 5 rounds, you're pretty much screwed. Honestly, after like 3 rounds, you're pretty screwed. Alright, so we are going to get 5 yellow dice, 3 pink dice, a black, and 4 blues. So we need to roll moderately well here, but that first round was really good, and so we're actually in pretty good shape to take down this Mud Golem. Oh wow, that's a good roll. That's gonna help a lot. And one of the nice things about having all these skills that consume yellow dice is that when I roll these 1s, it's not actually as damaging as it could be. We're going to roll that for balanced attack, and we're going to make this 2 into a 3? Sure. Oh, and then, no, we'll make this 2 into this 3 into a 4. This 2 is going to add us a yellow 5 and a pink 3. Oh, hey, that's all our pink dice. That's annoying. All right, well, I'm going to roll 2 pink dice. I'm going to discard this pink dice voluntarily so we can roll 3 of them. And we're going to take the 2 highest, so that did actually work out. Okay, so we're going to cover up some big boxes here. We've got that one. I don't actually have a pink 5. We'll work on it. Let's see what we've got for numbers here. We've got 23 right here. Oh, sorry. We've got 17 right there. It might almost be better to go at it from blue. Jeez. Let's see. We've got 6, 10, 13, 15, 18. Plus 4 is 22. That covers up the blue one. These 2 5s become a black 5 and cover up that last box up there. These all cover the 22 blue, and that is 6 damage to the boss. with only 1 damage to us, which we heal away with a potion. So we win with an entire potion to spare, which we use to heal even more damage because we're cool. Take that, Mud Golem. Roar. Hey, we actually won a game on stream. That's some sort of amazing feat, isn't it? Yeah, so that's the Mud Golem. It's pretty nasty, but beatable if you do well. I do think if it went another round, we would have been in some trouble because we'd be minus, I don't know, probably like that for dice. So we'd have a lot less things to roll. I'd probably leave enough blues just to roll our base. But, yeah, he's an interesting fight. Yay, we did it. So, we probably won't have a ton more on story mode during the campaign. That's something we're largely going to work on after in the summer before release. But we're pretty excited to make that website because I think it will it'll be a fun experience to have a little bit more to the game. For people that are concerned, we also do plan on making a PDF of some options available, but probably not fully as interactive as the website. But we'll see how that turns out. Alright everybody, thank you for watching our stream tonight. So coming up this week, we will be on again Thursday night at 6 to show off the campaign sheets for Forest of Shadows. So it's a slightly different one with different abilities and new talent groups. And then also Thursday night at 10 p.m. we will be on the Crit Camp channel, which is at twitch.tv/critcamp. We'll be linking it everywhere, don't worry. And we'll be playing a game on their stream for people who want to be up late playing Dungeon, which should be fun. The overlay is still around. I still haven't gotten around to updating it for the new stuff. And since the playmat is really pretty, I forgot that we need it. But yes, I will be having that up and running again before long. Okay. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you again on our next stream.